Jamie for my Tuesday afternoon YouTube live card tutorial. I'm super excited about today's card. So if you catch this on replay or live, drop me a comment saying hello, introducing yourself. My name is Jamie, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for about 5 years now, a little over 5 years. And I am going to share this tutorial with you live. I want to give a shout out to Alyssa Tilsner over in Australia, I believe it is, who shared the shadow technique the other day. And she said it's kind of been around for a while, but I had never seen it before. So that's where I got the shadow technique here, and where I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. It's super, super easy. I love the effect that it gives. And we're just going to dive into today's card. So let me see if I can get all my goodies ready. Okay, let me show you the color palette we're working with. Hey, Beth. Thanks for joining me today. Appreciate it. I have Pale Papaya, Pool Party, and Misty Moonlight. Hey, Susan. Thanks for coming on in. I love these colors together, and I kind of have Pale Papaya and Pool Party kind of being the main focus here. But I can easily see like these two colors together with like little hints of Pale Papaya, almost like in a nautical card. So I love these colors together. I will also say before I get going, I am dealing with allergies. I have like a cold. So I am going to try desperately not to have a full-on coughing attack during this video. But I want to say ahead of time that I apologize if I do. Okay, let's keep going. So I love these colors together. Really fresh. I love the mix of blues, and then I love that pop of Pale Papaya. Okay, so my card base, we have Pool Party. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and I remembered my bone folder, which is a slight miracle. So yay! Never remember my bone folders. Okay, next, what should we do first? Let's work on our. What do I want to do first? I think I want to work on the words first. You can do whatever you want. Hey, Francis, thanks for joining. I appreciate you coming on in today. Okay, so you're going to need just a scrap piece of basic white to do the amazing. Okay, let's do that first. And let's see here. I did get it. Hold on. Sorry, it's buried. The sentiments are from the Create with Friends stamp set. I love the stamp set because you can mix and match and make so many different combinations of sentiments and just have like a lot of fun with it. You could do like I did You're Amazing, but like you could do Amazing Day, right? Or Be Amazing. Whatever, Happy Amazing Day. That would be perfect for like a wedding card. Anyways, there's so many different combinations of these words that you can put together to make a nice sentiment. And I love it because sometimes in our stamp sets, they're just images like this one here, like the Butterfly Brilliance doesn't have any sentiments. And so you have to go looking for one. So it's nice to have great stamp sets on hand that are just sentiments. Okay, to do the shadow technique, I am going to use my Stamparatus. Okay, this is a great resource, a great tool to have, and I've used it many times in lives. I did a symmetrical card using it, which was really cool. It's perfect if you're using the Biggest Wish where you're stacking sentiments. But today I'm going to use it to make the shadow. And it's so easy. You're going to look and go, well, that was ridiculous. And maybe you're already familiar with it. I wasn't. So when Alyssa, I saw her do it, I was like, oh, I'm so doing that. So easy. And I just loved the effect. Okay. So what's important about the technique is that you pick a spot on your grid paper. So I'm going for right there. In fact, I'm going to circle it just in case I forget. I mean, I don't think I am, but just in case. Hey, Amy, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I almost said good morning. I'm like, it's not morning anymore. And then I'm going to secure down my piece of cardstock, my basic white cardstock with my magnets. Okay, so I'm just going to position the amazing. It doesn't have to be anywhere. I just need it somewhere positioned on the basic white. I'm going to bring around my hinge and pick it up. Now, photopolymer stamps are going to want to stick more to our cardstock. So when you pull it up, just kind of go easy and it will sort of loosen up. Now, maybe I'll do it this way for you guys. I apologize, you're You're getting reflections off my art lamps. So when I'm stamping and using the Stamparatus, I like to put an ink pad behind whatever I'm inking up. It's like the perfect height, and so when I'm applying ink, whatever that's called, doesn't kind of bend. The hinge doesn't bend. Okay, and to get my shadow effect, I'm using Misty Moonlight and Pool Party. First, I'm going to come with the Misty Moonlight. Hey, Rosie, good afternoon. Hope everyone's well. I kind of dived in right into the card without giving any updates or anything. My kids have a doctor's appointment at 2, so I just have to... I don't know why why did I do this to myself? I don't know. Okay, so I inked it up in Misty Moonlight. I'm going to hinge it around, press down firmly, and slowly pull up. Okay, beautiful, perfect, amazing. We could stop there and call it a day, but why would we stop there and call it a day? What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my magnets off, and I'm going to ever so slightly move my cardstock down, like a smidge, like, I don't know, that's like a 16th maybe, like barely, hardly anything. Okay, I started right smack dab in that corner, and I just moved it diagonal ever so slightly, ever so slightly. Now, if you want a more dramatic shadow, you just move it more. I just kind of want like a subtle shadow. Let me just clean my stamp here. Clean your stamp in between, or else you're going to get a... Well, I guess if you wanted a color on color, you could do it and just leave it and hinge it over again. But I wanted to add another color, okay? So I moved it ever so slightly. I mean, like just a smidge, And then I'm going to ink up the sentiment in the Pool Party ink. Wind it around and apply pressure. Lift slowly. Oh, I just think that's so fun. That is so fun. Let me show you how it came out. So fun and like unbelievably easy. Do you see that? It's subtle. It is a very subtle effect that it gives. I'm just going to higher my volume, but it's there and you can totally see it. And I'm doing blue, like different variations of blues, but you could totally do 2 different colors and have a different look completely. But I love how that comes out. Isn't that so fun? So fun, right, Rosie? So fun. Okay. Because I love to fussy cut. Now, if you're not a fan of fussy cutting, you just cut a panel out, okay? Just cut straight, cut a square. No big deal. But I don't mind fussy cutting, and I think this beautiful script, the flow of the font really leads itself well to fussy cutting. So we're just going to take our time. And here's the thing. If you are not a fan of fussy cutting, the best thing you can do is practice, because I didn't always love it. And in fact, I think it was like this past November, I looked at one of my original scrapbooks that I did probably 7 years ago or so. And I fussy cut out a sentiment, and it was horrible. I mean, it was just such a bad job. But you don't give up, right? You just keep at it, and the more you do, the better you get at it. Some tips for fussy cutting. You need a really sharp pair of scissors. I recommend Stampin' Up's paper snips, the ones I'm using here. The other thing, like I just did there, is kind of trim down your cardstock as you go. If you're working with this massive piece of cardstock and you're cutting it down, it's just going to be harder. So trim down your cardstock. And then the other thing I would say is my right hand, or whatever hand is holding the scissors, is not moving, okay? It is staying pretty still, and the only thing that I'm doing is the cutting with my right hand. And then my left hand is the one that is weaving the cardstock in and out. Now, if I hold this one still and I'm moving my scissors and I'm doing like this motion, it's a lot harder. So keep your whatever hand, I'm right-handed, so my right hand is still, and my left hand is the one that is in charge They have roles. They have jobs. My left hand is the one that is weaving the cardstock in around. The other thing is to do a bubble like I'm doing here because it's very forgiving. If I were to cut like right on the A and try and, oh my goodness, that would, I mean, it could probably be done, but it's a lot harder. So cut sort of a bubble around your word. And that way, if you go too far in or too far out, you're not ruining the whole thing. Okay, almost done here. Again, if fussy cutting isn't your thing, you could easily just cut this as a rectangle panel and be done with it. But I love the script fussy cut. Ta-da! So isn't that fun? You have the shadow effect, which is like ridiculously easy to do. But I just love how it looks. Plus, I love these blues together. I just love everything about it. Okay, I am going to set that aside now because I really do need to work on that butterfly panel before I go any further. So I have a panel of basic white. This is 3 3/4 by 4. You'd be cutting the rectangle. I know, Amy. Someday I'll get you fussy cutting. Maybe. I have a panel of basic white. This is 3 3/4 by, did I say 3 3/4 by 4? It's not 3 3/4 by 4. It's 3 3/4 by 5. Don't cut that up 4. You'll be an inch short by 5. And I'm going to create my butterfly. Now, let me just kind of talk this through for a second. I knew I wanted a background, something backgroundish. I didn't want anything too formal. I wanted it kind of fun because I think this designer paper down here, and I just think it's just like a fun card, right? I didn't want anything too serious. So I went with the butterflies. Now, originally, I stamped the butterflies off first and did a very, like almost, like a hint of a butterfly in the background. It was a much lighter image. Then when I embossed it with the embossing folder, you could barely see it because the texture just kind of overpowered. So then I went back, I redid it, and I just stamped the butterflies full strength. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use my Stamparatus again because when using that big of a stamp, it's quite big. I think the Stamparatus works really well. So it's one solid this is one solid image. If you're not familiar with the butterfly brilliance. And I'm going to attempt to do this sideways. It's always a little, I always do it this way, like, right, like hinge this way in front of me. So let's see if I can do it sideways. I'm not going to use my magnets, and I'm going to tell you why. Because, well, actually, maybe I can get it on this one. If I did it this way, usually I can't use my magnets. Well, I take it back. I guess I can. But I am going to sort of do it differently because my butterflies are more narrow than my panel that I'm using. You'll see that I have like no butterflies on the side here. And that is one of the things that kind of bugged me about this card. So I'm going to fix it. Now that I'm making the card again, I can fix it. So I'm actually going to kind of stamp my butterflies on an angle and then do another stamp over here if I can make this work. We'll see. I didn't do this ahead of time. Actually, I can probably... There we go. Okay. So pick up my red rubber, which won't stick like the photopolymer will. And I'm going to ink that up in pale papaya. Okay. Hinge it around and press firmly all around the stamp. If you do not have a Stamparatus already, I highly recommend it. I cannot recommend it enough. It is such an interesting tool. So many different things that you can do with it. And it's just very helpful. I can't say it enough. I've used it a couple times in different videos and whatnot. And the sky's the limit, really, as to what it can do for us. Okay, let me just clean that off, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and nick that corner, see if I can get a little stamped image on that. I'm going to have that kind of hanging off. Let's do that. I'm just going to get that corner there where I kind of have nothing. The corner, oh, nothing. Let's see here. Okay, so I just have to do this side. I don't have to ink up all my butterflies, just that one edge. Hopefully this works. Oh, it totally works. Oh, yeah, I like that better. Oops. that aside. Okay, and then we have our full panel this time. That's the one thing that bothered me about this one, is that it's kind of blank over here. So full panel of butterflies. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, now I'm sorry. I feel like the need to apologize because I used the Tasteful Textile embossing folder an unbelievable amount of time. You're probably so sick of seeing it, but I love it. It's my favorite. And when you have a favorite, you tend to use it a lot. Okay. It's just the nature of having a favorite product. So off camera here, I'm just going to wind that through and emboss it. So we get a beautiful embossed stamped image. So now not only is it stamped, but now it has texture. I love it. Okay, I'm going to mat this on another panel of Whisper White, just making sure that's the right size, and it is. So this is 1/8 bigger, so this will be, let's see here. No, I don't dare just guess. I don't. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Rarely do I not mat. I don't know. Sometimes I do. I surprise myself, but more times than not, I do have to add some sort of matting on the card. And when I mat, it's usually 1/8 of an inch bigger. Okay. This can now go on our card front, which I have no idea what I did with. There it is. Hiding on me on the pool party. Oops, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Hold on. Everything's falling around me. You should see it's like stuff everywhere. I try and keep like this little square neat for you, but everything else is kind of a disastrous mess. Okay, whoops, come on. That's going to go on our card front, like so. Okay, boom. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now I have a bunch of little pieces of cardstock measurements to give you. This is, let's see here, Pool Party, and it's a 1/2 inch by 2 1/4. 1/2 inch, 2 1/4 Pool Party. I then have Pale Papaya, 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. 3 1/4, 3 1/2 Pale Papaya. Then I have a DSP pattern. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but let me give you the measurement. It's 1/2 by 3. 1/2 by 3, okay? And that's kind of how they get stacked on the card. First the Pool Party and then in that order, okay? This DSP is called, it's from the Pattern Party Designer Series paper. It is, you can get it, hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm trying so hard not to have a coughing fit. You can get it free when you either buy or host a party of $180. Okay. And it is huge. You get 48 packs of paper, designer paper. One side is very imagery, and patterns, excuse me, very bright and vibrant colors, like so pretty. You cannot outright buy this paper. You have to have it as either, use it as part of your Stampin' Rewards. I'm running out of room. That's how many papers are in it. Okay, so one color is very vibrant and bright colors. And then the back is black and white, which I love. I love black and white paper. I use it all the time. Oh, I love that so much. And we have dots, this kind of line dots. I don't know what you would call that, feathered almost. And this is like perfect for fall. You have a maple leaf. I think that's a maple leaf, right? Oh my goodness, I don't dare attempt to say what kind of leaf that is. But black and white image, this is perfect. You could color it. This is similar to the, what's it called? Art in Bloom, those 3 flowers. We have that one, and then that one. So a huge pack of designer paper. It is huge. Have I said it's huge? Because it's huge. So that's where this little bit comes from. All that paper, and then I cut this little thing out of it. Okay, on the Pool Party piece here. Hey, Mary, thanks so much for joining me from Southwest Minnesota. I thought I'd try and pronounce it like a Minnesotian. Minnesota. Okay, I'm just stamping the your, okay, and I on the panel of Pool Party in Misty Moonlight ink. It's a little word. It's a little one. Let's see, that does not, is it my eye or is that not cut straight? That's really bothering me. Hold on, I'm gonna cut that again. Hey, Patty from Michigan. I've never been to Michigan. I would love to. Hold on. I just gotta cut that again. It doesn't look straight, and that's really bothering. Like, this end looks shorter than that end. And I'm sorry, that will bother the living life out of me. So let me just cut that again. A 1/2 inch by 2.5. Okay, let's use this one instead. Is that the right size? Oh no, I cut that to 2.25. 2.25. Okay, 1/2 inch by 2.25. Okay, let's do this again because that was really bothering me. Okay, that looks better. So we're going to stamp in Misty Moonlight. Let me re-ink just in case. I'm going to stamp it right in the middle of that panel, small panel. Oh, it's a rainy day. Yuck. It's been the wildest summer in July here in upstate New York. It's been rainy. I had my hoodie on earlier because it was just kind of chilly. I think we've had the air conditioners on, I don't know, just a couple days out of the whole summer. It's just a weird summer so far. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to first adhere down my pale papaya because the other ones are going to kind of get layered on that. Okay, so first my pale papaya, and I'm going to have that flush to my cardstock here. Let me just make sure I'm doing this. Yeah, okay. Flush to the left of my cardstock, like so. Okay, then next I'm going to put the your. And this one, I'm going to have like maybe a 1/2 inch in or 1/4 inch and have it ever so slightly layering over the pale papaya. Oh my gosh, you're in a drought? Wow, we've had an abundance of rain. Like my lawn desperately needs to be mowed, but it won't stop raining. So it just keeps growing. Like I don't even want to think about my poor husband when he has to actually mow the lawn. Okay, so next I have the pattern here, and I'm going to go ever so slightly more in than the pool party, but not so much that it crosses over my pale papaya. Oh, I would gladly. I'm sorry. That's hard when you're like praying for rain and you need it desperately. So I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's rough. Okay, so that's what we have, okay? So first the pale papaya, then the pool party gets layered, kind of a little to the left, and then the DSP a little bit more to the right. And then our sentiment, oh, good gravy. Okay, here it is. I couldn't find it for a second. Oh, my goodness. And I need dimensionals, which, there we go. Oh, no, that's all. Did I go through a whole pack of dimensionals? Okay, hold on. I'm low. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for joining today. I appreciate you popping on. Okay, hold on. We're struggling with the dimensionals here, people. There we go. Okay. I use this stuff like I don't know, like it's going out of style. Okay, so on our amazing, I'm just going to put some dimensionals here because when you can, you should. Always, right? When in doubt, use a dimensional. And depending on how big you made your bubbles, the regular sized ones will fit. If you want a little tighter, you'll need to use the mini ones. Oh, you're on your lunch break? I hope you're eating something yummy. Thanks for joining. I feel special. Like you could be doing so much on your lunch break and you're watching. Like, I don't know. I feel so touched. Don't forget to click on the great. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Rosie. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. A thumbs up and like the channel. If you like the channel and follow along, you'll get a notification every time I upload a video or I go live. So that's a very convenient tool. Okay, the amazing, I'm going to adhere right underneath my your, so it almost overlaps that seam there, so you don't really see where the pool party and pale papaya touch, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a look at this. I've used almost the whole pack. I do have another one waiting on deck, so no fear. You don't think I'd actually let me run this low with the jewels without restocking, do you? These are the 2021-2023 in color jewels. This here is the pale papaya. It is more of like a yellow in the jewels, but I think this card is just meant to be really fun. So normally that would I would try to really match the colors, but I like that. Okay, add a couple jewels. And then I'm just going to do the inside and we will be done. Okay, for the inside, I have a panel of 4. Hold on, let me think about this. 4 by 5 1/4. Woo! I had to think about that one for a little bit. And I'm going to take my butterflies off here for a second. I guess I could have just left it on my Stamparatus. Oh, well, I could have left it there. And I should have left it on there to clean it before trying to clean on my grid paper. Oy vey. Okay. Now, I just literally want, where is it? Here it is. A little butterfly in the corner. I don't need this whole big thing. And so I'm going to take, what is this? My E block. And I'm just going to catch this butterfly. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp that in the corner. And these are kind of flopping, but it won't go anywhere. It shouldn't go anywhere. And we should be fine. So I'm going to ink up just that butterfly. I'll ink up others at the same time too, but that's the only one I really care about. And I'm going to flip it around. Hopefully that doesn't fall off. It's not. And then stamp the butterfly in the corner. Oh, so cute. Now, I didn't add another sentiment. I'm sorry. Hold on, let me drink some water. I've been sick all week. And it was really worse, but it happens every time I get sick. It's the same thing. I sound fine, but I feel horrible. And then as I start to feel better, I sound worse. Like the cold starts to go into my chest. And so I end up getting a terrible cough and whatever. So I apologize. Okay, this here is going on the inside. I didn't add another sentiment or anything because I don't know who is going to be getting this card. And so I don't want to... you know, because it could be you're amazing, and then on the inside it could be a congratulations card. It could be a graduation card. You're amazing. It could be a birthday card. It could be so many different things. And so I'm keeping the inside simple, just a little butterfly in the corner here. And then that's it. You know what? I've been doing envelopes lately. Should I do an envelope quickly? I think I totally should. I'm glad I asked you and I answered. I asked you and I gave myself the question. Okay, so let me just cut this down for a second and we'll make a coordinating envelope. I normally don't do envelopes, but I think they're fun. Hey, Cindy, thanks for joining today. Appreciate it. So I'm using that same, oh, you know what? I might be able to. I'm using that same pattern here. I am completely out of liquid glue. I have more coming tomorrow. I definitely need an envelope. So normally I would put liquid glue here and adhere this to that. But I am flat. I mean, I have none. I was working on some 3D projects for an event I have coming up. And I'm completely out of liquid glue. So let's see if I can use some snail and do it this way. I think I can make it work. Ideally, it does work better if you have liquid glue. But don't worry, more is coming tomorrow. I restocked. Okay. So this is just that pattern. I cut it to 2 1/4 by 6. 2 1/4 by 6. And we'll do a little trimmy. I normally don't do envelopes, but Karen and Amy and them all, they just, I don't know, they're so pretty and fun when you have a coordinating envelope. You can almost have to. Being out of liquid glue is like being out of chocolate. I was in denial for a long time, Rosie. I just kept like banging it and think, oh, I'm sorry, I just shook the whole camera. I kept banging it like there's got to be more in there. There just has to be. But that thing was out. I mean, I couldn't get another drop of glue out of that thing. And it wasn't like it was stopped up. Like it was empty. I must be using it a lot. I've been doing lots of different treat holders and whatnot for my event. So I was out. Oh, you don't do envelopes either? I thought you did, Amy. Well, I've been around Karen too long then. Because see, isn't that so cute when you do have a coordinating envelope? I'm becoming a believer. I'm becoming team decorate your envelope. So there you have it. I showed you how to do the very simple, super, super easy shadow technique. You will ideally use the Stamparatus with it. It will become your best friend. And I highly recommend you getting it if you don't already. It just does really fun things. And a simple layout. Again, if you're not into fussy cutting, you can easily just cut a panel there. I just really, really think this card is bright and fun, and I think you're going to want to replicate it. So go ahead and case the card. Send me your copies. I'd love to see how it turns out. Let me know if you have any questions. If you are interested in placing an order, all the product used today is available currently through Stampin' Up, and you can do that at jaimieb.com, JAIMIEB.com. So give it a try, and let me know if you have any questions. And I will be back next week, same time, same place, and I hope to catch you then as well. Thanks, everyone, so much for watching today. Have a great rest of your day.